B gang, I'm taking my fragrance collection to another level. Today we're hopping into the world of eBay and I'm purchasing the most expensive fragrance you can find. Can you smell the excitement? Let's hop into it. Alright fellas, so I have eBay open on my phone and what I'm about to tell you is likely going to blow your mind and quite possibly blow my bank account. Now I've done some research and I found that the Boring Company Burnt Hair Fragrance is the most expensive fragrance on eBay. And let me tell you, the price tag is no joke. I mean, really, you guys might not believe this, but the current price tag for this fragrance is $100,000. I mean, it's not quite $100,000, but it might as well be because the true price is listed as $99,420.69, which is absurd for a few reasons. Reason number one, well, there is so much you can purchase with $100,000, especially when it comes down to fragrance. You can purchase a ton of fragrances like I have behind me. You can start your own fragrance company. You could do responsible home buying decisions and put 20% down on a $500,000 house, or based on today's market price, you could do 550 shares of Tesla. Like, so you have that. And then the absurd reason number two is that for pre-orders with this fragrance, it started out at $100. So how do we go from $100 to $100,000? Now my first thought was they must be jam-packing this fragrance with gold. And then I thought, no, that's not right, because Atelier des Ors, they have 24 karat gold within their fragrances and they go for a measly $300. Now, obviously that's not measly, but compared to the $100,000, it is. And then I thought, well, there must be something else. So then I thought to myself, it must be listed in the description of why this fragrance jumped to $100,000. So let's see what the seller had to say. According to the seller's description, it's time to brag to your friends about how much you spent on Tesla's newest limited edition cologne. Now, we know that this fragrance is made by the Boring Company, so it's not quite Tesla. It also says that all the pretty girls will come flocking to you the moment that you use it. And on this channel, that's what we want. Compliments are key. So maybe there's still a chance. And then he also says that he heard that it works on Mars chicks as well. So if you plan on going to Mars anytime soon, they got you covered. In the description, it also says that you spray some of this onto your Tesla and it will instantly turn it into a chick magnet or dick magnet, depending on whatever it is that you're into. And who knows, you might even be featured on CNBC, or Musk might even spray it on you for spending so much on his cologne. Now, I think the seller is right here, right? Because if it's $100,000, just like people selling their souls on eBay back in the day, it's likely to get some press if you spent that much on it. Now, this particular seller doesn't have anything that's listed to go towards a charity, so it may not, but it's still quite a possibility that it might get some press. It also goes on to say that if you are a former Twitter employee, don't worry, you get a special discount. Now, I'm not sure how you'll get the discount, but you'll get it nonetheless. And then the seller has been kind enough to throw in free shipping for you, making this a supreme bargain deal, because who wants to pay for shipping? Also, if you ask nicely, the seller might give you an autograph, throw in some free burnt hair for real as well to kind of sweeten the deal just a bit for you. Now, it's key here. Listen, no low ballers here, okay? Don't come with anything less, because they know what they have and they know what it's worth. Now, it's not tested in the real world. There's an asterisk there that says it's not tested in the real world. This is Elon Musk's promise, so take it with a bag of salt. Now, I thought that was interesting because the fragrance was originally supposed to come out in Q1 of 2023, and they went on pre-order in Q4 of 2022. We are now in Q2 of 2023, so who knows when we will get this fragrance. It might be just like the Cybertruck. Now, with that said, looking at the description and reading the description out loud, it pretty much leads me to believe that the seller doesn't truly believe they're going to get the $100,000 for this fragrance, but they're going to put it out there and see what people are willing to pay. Now, unlike most eBay products there's not an auction option available. This one is just buy it now or submit your best offer. Now, if I came through and said, hey, seller, I'm going to give you $100, they're likely going to reject my deal. As I was sitting in my son's room last night purchasing this fragrance, she looked over at me and said, what did you just do? And I said, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. But at that point, I was just looking at this particular fragrance. But I also noticed that there were the same fragrance listed here at different price points. We had $20,000, $10,000, $5,000, $4,000, $1,500, all for the same fragrance. And the descriptions varied vastly between all of these listings. There were some people that said, hey, we're utilizing the extra money and placing this towards a charity. While others were just saying, hey man, it's a super limited fragrance, so you get what we're giving you, and we're giving you this price point. And at either rate, I'm not mad at it. Do what you gotta do. Now, when I think back to the original release or the pre-sales, they sold $1 million of this fragrance without anyone smelling it. And with that being said, it sold out. So they sold $1 million at $100 per bottle. That is 10,000 bottles that are available on the market, making it not super rare, but it is a limited edition fragrance for sure. Now, I have a limited edition fragrance within my collection, and that one is limited to 2,500 bottles, and that comes from Byron Parfums, and that one happens to be Green Butterfly. But Green Butterfly can be had for under $350. So, will burnt hair be worth the $100,000? But to be fair, the Boring Company is not so boring and a much cooler company than Byron Parfums. I'm sorry, Byron Parfums, I love you, but it is what it is. So the Boring Company has made things like the tunnel for Teslas. They've made the loop, and they also made not a flamethrower, which happens to be a flamethrower. They sold 20,000 of those, and that's one of those ones that I missed out on. So now that we know what the people on eBay are selling this fragrance for, and I'm going to purchase one, let's go through and talk about what the Boring Company has to say about burnt hair. Now, the Boring Company goes on and says that burnt hair smells like leaning over a candle at the dinner table, but without all the hard work. Meaning you had longer hair than I, you lean over, it burns it. Okay, smoke it. And then it also says that you're going to stand out in a crowd and you will definitely get noticed walking through the airport. It's the essence of repugnant desire. And as I mentioned, I'm going to buy it. So there it is. The fragrance is now purchased. And I think it's important to say this, that the original shipping date, as I mentioned earlier, was supposed to be in Q1 of 2023. We're now in Q2. And it says that my arrival date is going to be in July. All right. Now, if this is anything like the Cybertruck, it could come in July of 2023, or it could come in July of 2030. But according to the Boring Company, they needed to wait to grow more hair to use within the fragrance, and that is the cause for the holdup. Now, obviously, that is a joke, I hope. I'm not sure what the production issues are. They're not a fragrance company, so I know from having my own fragrance that sometimes the ingredients that you are going to use get discontinued, not able to be used anymore, or they become scarce for some reason. You have to source them a little differently, which could cause delays. So at this point, we just wait. We just wait for the fragrance to come in. We'll have to do a part 2, unbox it together. Maybe I'll get a few samples out to you all so you can determine if you love this fragrance and really experience if it smells just like burnt hair. Now, as I was reading the description, hearing that this is supposed to smell like burnt hair, which I'm not sure why I would want to smell like burnt hair, it made me think of Replica, the Margiela Replica series, because they make a wonderful fragrance and they do those fragrances extremely well by replicating points in time. So maybe Elon Musk is part of Margiela. Who knows? I am interested to find out. As the fragrance come in, I will do an unboxing here. We will experience it together. We're just not sure when this will happen. So be ready for part 2 and let's go on and party. Listen, that's all I got for you. Go ahead and send this video out to someone out there who may enjoy it because they might be a Elon Musk fan or a fan of the Boring Company and want to know more about that fragrance as it arrives. That's all I got for you today. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are back again. and you already know what I need you to do. Don't be boring. Duh. Hit the goddamn bell.